So you're buying a frame for your project off of Craigslist in some guy's garage or maybe at a salvage yard or something. Well, you need a quick, simple, basic primary way to measure that frame so you don't buy a bent or twisted frame. We're going to show you how you can do that basic measurement. Okay, now this is a 1963 Impala frame and we're doing a restoration on the complete vehicle in the shop. And I'm going to use this frame to show you how to do just that. And we're going to show you where to measure from. There are a few important things that you need to keep in mind so that you don't take the measurement from the wrong place. Okay, there are three types of frames: a full box frame, a subframe, and that's one that mounts onto a unibody frame, and then a unitized frame. That's the body and the frame are constructed as one piece. Okay, where do I measure from? Well, that's important. Okay, now this particular frame, it's boxed, but this end isn't. And that is the actual end of the frame, this yellow line. And now the extension is called a frame horn. Now let's move to the back and let me show you where the actual frame stops at that point. Now, past that point and on the front, that's really considered an extension. Now, that's important because that can be twisted or moved really easily because it is not boxed. So, we need to take our measurement at the closest point to the end of where the actual boxed frame stops to get an accurate measurement. Very important. Now, I would use that point, probably not that point. Okay, moving up to the front. So like I mentioned, we don't really want to go past that box section and take a measurement off of the frame horn. Now, you can take your measurement anywhere that you like to take your measurement. This, I'm just showing you an example of where I usually take a measurement. And I base that on, one, the highest point, because frames are very irregular. And if you try to take a measurement somewhere down low, well, you're going to run into a conflict with getting your tape measure straight. So we're going to go off that point, and then I'm going to go off of the lower point just to be redundant. Now, here's a trick to do that. Now, this is just a punch, but this punch fits perfectly into this hole on the top and bottom side of the frame. So what I can do, stick that through there. Now I can adjust my height and have a point so that I can pull my straight line with my tape to get a measurement. And this is just really simple, quick, as long as there isn't a lot of play where there's a lot of movement and give me an inaccurate measurement. That's what I'm going to use. Now I can get over any obstruction on the frame. And you can see the bottom side there. Now this is what we're after. We want to do a measurement from one end, then go diagonally to the other end. And we want to make sure our reference points are the same on the front and back. And now we can do our X dimension. And now we're going to get our measurement. We're going to settle on that, and we're just going for the center of the hole. And now we're going to take our measurement from our second point, 135 1/8. Now next, we are going to write that down, left and right side. And I'll just forewarn you, you probably are not going to get a perfect measurement when you do an X dimension. And there's a lot of variables for that. Well, number one, they weren't doing things with the laser at the factory. And you got to consider the age of these vehicles. They've been through a lot. So, a good rule of thumb is if it's within an eighth of an inch, an eighth of an inch is really acceptable. Now, if you get up to, you know, 3/16, uh, over a quarter, half inch off of your X dimensions, well, you got a problem then. You may really want to investigate that further. But an eighth, we'll even say a 3/16. Some people will fine with a quarter. You know, that's your determination. But I can tell you anything further than that, yeah, you're getting into a bad situation. So we're an eighth on this one. We're good to go. Going on to the next step, get this thing disassembled and powder coated. Hey, as always, thanks for watching.